Thank you. Okay, so since people ask us about how to open a business on Shabbat and how to make the contract with the details of it, so I want to explain to you how does it work, because people are confused with this.
Shabbat business?
Yeah. A person asked me before on Thursday, Friday, he called me, he said, Rabbi, I have a business, a barbershop. Says that I want to make it kasher for Shabbat. How should I do it? That was his question. So I put a little bit something together over here.
Петросян работает в субботу.
Huh?
Петросян работает в субботу. Все.
Интересно. Кроме этого. So it's over here like this. Generally, a business that is owned by a Jew may not operate on Shabbat.
If it is owned by Jew.
Yeah. Which is from Friday sunset until Saturday night, 72 minutes after sunset. Rabbeinu Tam пошел это. Okay. From Friday, когда солнце село, until Shabbat, 72 minutes after Shabbat finishes. That's the time Jew should not work on Shabbat. Asur for him to work. Even if none of the employees working on Shabbat are Jewish, everybody that work in the business are goyim. Nevertheless, a Jew-owned business may not allow its non-Jewish employees to work on itself, on its behalf on Shabbat. Goyim working in your place, in your business, on Shabbat, you're not allowed to do that. I'm not there. I don't call them. I don't watch the camera over there. I don't do nothing.
He's working.
Working by themselves.
It's his salary.
Hold on, we didn't speak about salaries right now. Going working by themselves in my place, halakha doesn't allow. However, business that must be open on Shabbat. For example, if their clients require services on Shabbat, must transfer the ownership of the business to a non-Jew for Shabbat.
Yeah.
You transfer the ownership to a non-Jew on Shabbat, there is no problem.
Yeah.
Huh?
How you transfer that?
Let's see. This accomplishes that all the work being performed on Shabbat is being done on behalf of the non-Jew owner, not the Jewish owner. You transfer the balabait, not me. Weekends, balabait is the goy, the non-Jewish.
You should know about this. Good.
Yes. The business is transferred through a legal contract to a non-Jew by leasing the entire business to him for each Shabbat. Now the business is operating on Shabbat on behalf of the non-Jew lessee, yeah, on lessee. בכל שמות היום, ברשות מוריי ורבותיי,
שמיים.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל נהיה בדברו.
Amen.
Example, the contract will stipulate a lease price for which the non-Jew is leasing the business each Shabbat. I asked this guy, I told him, listen, how much your barbershop makes on Shabbat? Tells me Shabbat about $1,000, more or less. Sometimes more, sometimes less. About $1,000. So I told him like this: if the business earns $1,000 for Shabbat, you should put on the list price. I list that a business to a goy. I rent the business owner for a weekend. Goy. The goy pays me rent. I'm allowed to charge rent. I'm not allowed to make money on his work, but I'm allowed to make money on his rent.
Yeah.
That's halakha.
Charge him crazy rent.
Even he rents only Shabbat.
Hour before, hour after you can do. That's how they do it. So this is not only Shabbat. Now, the price on the lease will be $950. The Jews taking $950 from the rent that the goy is going to pay him for be balabait of that place. Good? So the goy has a benefit to do it of at least $50. We give him that window.
It's nothing.
Huh?
How how much does he lose if he doesn't make the?
Hold on.
It's selling chametz.
Hold on.
The same as like
This
chametz,
way,
no?
the majority of the money earned on Shabbat will go to the Jewish owner. However, not as Shabbat earnings from the business, rather in the form of leasing payment.
Rent. It's not
Rent. Yeah. A small portion, $50, will be belong to the non-Jew as his profit for owning the business on Shabbat. So I make from the business makes $1,000. I tell the goy, I rent to you the business for $950.
What if he makes $5,000?
Hold on.
Шадулу будет работать.
Hold on. No. The rest of the money he makes, whatever he makes, it goes to him. For him to use my place for Shabbat, I charge him rent $950. Like this, the guy makes $50 for him for this thing, and I don't lose my money. I make $950. And the guy, whatever he makes extra, goes to his pocket. He pays me rent, $950. Now, what happens if the business this Shabbat was crazy cold? People didn't come. What then? So then, let's say the business made $600. So his rent is $950. What's the benefit of the guy?
She's taking a chance.
Who's gonna take such a
Nobody
chance?
For $50 will take a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a chance.
He can make $5,000, then he'll take a chance.
Right. So how do we handle that? Of course, we do not know in advance exactly how much the business earns each Shabbat. But the lease price is set based on what is the business expected to earn each Shabbat. More or less, it says it goes for $1,000. Theoretically, it should be that after each Shabbat, the business's exact profits must be calculated to know how much the non-Jew earned or owes. For example, if 1 week the business earned $1,500, $1,500, the non-Jew lessee should be entitled to $550 for this Shabbat,
Right.
because the business made $1,500.
Okay.
So $550 goes to the goy, and $950 goes to the Jew.
Okay.
That's a big loss on the Jewish side. The Jew doesn't want to lose. And if the business only earned $500 instead of $1,000, then the lessee should owe to the Jew owner another $450.
Television.
However, this is not actually done. In practice, we don't make these calculations. Why? The reason being, it would be very tedious to make these calculations each week. Every week calculate. It's also risky on both sides. The Jew can lose a lot of money, and the guy could lose a lot of money. It's very risky on both ends.
So you're doing monthly payment.
So what do? We make the guy like this. He is doing the Jewish owner a favor by agreeing to lease the business, but he is not willing to take a loss on the deal. Therefore, the contract stipulates that both parties agree to use an assumed profit per Shabbat based on the amount that business usually earns.
Перевод.
Оба стороны не хотят потерять. Ни еврей не хочет потерять, если много сделает в этот шаббат. Ни гой не хочет потерять, если мало сделает этот шаббат. Right? So, and every week, to calculate exactly how much money was made, it's also very difficult.
Yes.
To sell it artisa. So what do we do in order to make things easy? We make a average agreement. That if the business made $1,000, you pay me rent $950. $50 is yours, you earned it. If the business made $1,500, or the business, you're gonna owe me $950 for the rent, and the rest of the money that is going to be made is also mine. Your money is $50. In case the business is going to make this week $500, so you owe me $450, this will be deducted from the $500 you made the other time. So like this, more or less, we're going to be fluctuate situation. Sometimes I lose, sometimes you lose. In order like this, always going to be on the paper. $950 that I take out of the cashier on Sunday from the barbershop, I don't take it because the guy worked for me. It's because the guy rented the place from me. Эти тоже $1000 пройдет. $950 I pull out of the cashier. The business made $1,000. What is this money? A guy worked on Shabbat for this money. A guy worked for Shabbat to pay me rent.
So if it's $1,500, he still pays him $50. If he made only $400, he still pays him $50.
Это, yeah.
$50 essentially comes out to 5% of the 1,000. Can you stipulate in the contract? You don't need to put a number. No matter what, your rent will be 95% of whatever is made in the business, and you.
That's also a solution, yeah.
5%.
Yeah, that's also a
And
solution.
no matter how high or low it
Yeah,
goes.
that's also a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if it's a
Aaron?
higher number, then it's going to be more than $50.
Does he get
What's the interest of the guy?
What does
Of the
he
guy?
say? Yeah.
Because the guy says, I don't want to work on Sunday, but on Saturday I want to work. The amount of money that I make, the highest one of the week, is Shabbat. You Jewish right now, you close on Shabbat and I lose money. I don't want to work with you as a barber.
He's employee, your employee, or he's your partner?
He's an employee, he works there.
So once he work on Shabbat, you have to pay him salary, получается.
That's the problem. How do you make that the guy getting his salary, even though he worked on Shabbat?
It's like he pays himself as
Those $50.
So the
his
Torah found a way out. What's the way out? You're not allowed to charge the guy or pay the guy money, or he should pay you money for labor on Shabbat.
Right.
But you are allowed to charge money from the guy for rental
Right.
on Shabbat.
The same thing you can do with the rental. You can say if your place is cost $4,000 or $5,000 a month rent, you can tell them, listen, you want to work Shabbat, no problem. Rent from me the Shabbat day
Yeah.
for $4,000. Whatever you're doing, it's your problem.
Yeah,
He can do 5,000 zero. He paying the rent for you. That's
true.
it.
But question is, what happens whenever he doesn't make 4,000?
It's his problem.
No, he's not gonna agree to that.
So this
You can-
way, what you're saying that you're doing benefit to yourself.
Nachon. I'm changing, instead of calling that $950 that I will pull out from the cashier for labor, I'm pulling it out from the cashier for
Yeah,
Rent.
it's your benefit.
yeah, it's my benefit,
Then-
of course. The whole idea is to
Okay,
keep
but
it beneficial.
If you're renting the place for Shabbat, 4 Shabbatot, you're renting for $4,000.
Come
And
950.
Your place is
Three-
$4,000 rent.
Right.
He's paying you for 1 month, basically the rent. You benefit, but you not benefit what he doing. Whatever he did one day good, one day did not do good.
Good.
It's his problem. He paying you the rent.
Yeah,
So this one is clean things. You're not involved nothing.
that also could be a solution. Yeah, the idea is that the money you make, it's not on his labor.
'Cause I know
You make for charging him rent.
But you have to pay him
That's
salary
it.
too.
Yeah, the salary he'll take.
The salary is from the business, not from him.
Yeah, but business not.
He'll calculate the salaries for everybody who works there,
He works, say here.
just like a regular
The
business.
$1,000 that we said is after salaries. That's the profit of the Jew. He said, if I will keep the business open on Shabbat, I make after all the dardisar $1,000.
Stipulate such a thing?
This is my money that I will make. That's the guy tells me. He says, when I used to be Mahalel Shabbat, that's the amount of money I used to make. $1,000 every Shabbat used to come in. And until now, he says, I stopped coming myself, but the business makes $1,000 every Shabbat.
So he pays $50 to go.
So now he says, if I will close it, I will not be able to pay yeshivot or whatever it is that he has.
this in case
Things. He said, Be'emet, I cannot.
this in case if the owner is Jewish.
Owner Jewish, Bukharim guy.
If he has a partner goy,
That's a different question. Right now we're handling that the Barabayit is a Yehudi.
so now
He has employee goy. What do you do in this case? So now let me finish, Abotai. I need to send it recording to other people also. So try to avoid your questions after the recording. Continuing our previous example, Where was I? Here. However, this is not actually done. I mean, the reason is because it's going to be very tedious, as we said, based on the amount, okay? Continuing our previous example, the contract will state the assumed profit will be $1,000. Of course, if the non-Jewish owner chooses to use the actual profit, the contract allows him to do so, as long as it notifies the Jewish owner immediately after Shabbat. If the non-Jew owner chooses to use the actual profit, the contract allows him to do so, as long as he notifies the Jewish owner immediately after Shabbat. This is his right as a lessee or owner of the business for Shabbat to receive the actual profits the business earned. However, in practice, this is rarely done. For the reasons mentioned above. The lease stipulates that the contract can be cancelled at any time by either party. However, if the non-Jew wants to cancel it, he must give the Jewish owner a few days' notice to find a replacement. The contract also stipulates that the Jew owner agrees to protect the non-Jew lessee against any loss that may come to him due to this contract. This is how he covers his side. The Jew says, I will cover any problem, any losses below $950. I will cover the loss. Means to say, this Shabbat the business made $500. I will not charge you extra $450.
Oh, but
Got it?
That's give him opportunity to steal, Rabbi.
Huh?
That's give him the opportunity to steal.
Why?
The guy can steal.
No, we're not talking. Steal, he always can steal. We're not talking this. We right now, our job, Kikiro, our job, everything could be. God can also kill if he wants to. Goes 5 years in jail, he's out.
But you're opening up a,
Huh? Попробуй.
And he probably
Попробуй. We're not talking about stealing. We're talking about how do we bypass the problem.
no, I know, but you're opening up
Of
doors.
Shabbat.
You're opening up some doors, no? Over there.
Doors for what? For him to steal.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about
True,
when
always.
the system is
I have a friend.
But Kikiro, hold on. I try to avoid the questions. Kikiro, we have to understand. We're not here to judge the honesty of the goy. Let's say the goy is honest
With the halacha.
and the Jew is honest. Everybody honest. We just don't know how to bypass the problem of Shabbat. So by doing this type of contract, we gave a way around how a Jew is securing himself for not losing the money, and how the goy, the non-Jew, secures himself that he'll be allowed to continue because he really wants to work on Shabbat. That's be'emet his desire. It's not that the Jew tells him come on Shabbat. He really wants to work on Shabbat. He says, give me off Sunday. I don't want to be off Shabbat. Shabbat, I want to work. This is my day to make money. All week long, some people said the whole reason he keeps the barbershop is just because of Shabbat. All week long, he says, I can come, be Avrech Kolel, he says. Shabbat is the money day to make the money. So that's Rabotai's solution, how this person can do, without any issues, the legal transactions with the goy. And Motzei Shabbat or Sunday, he pulls out $950 from the cashier, from the casa, for what? For rent, not for labor that the goy have done. But if it's in a Jewish-owned neighborhood, we said, you have a problem, Marita Ain. For to bypass the Marita Ain, we said put a sign outside saying, Saturday, we are open. Antonio is the owner, or the owner of the place. The place is rented to Antonio on Saturday or Jewish holidays. Sure. And like this, you have no problem, Marita Ain, because people see Antonio is the owner, not the Jew guy is the owner.
Like this, you're allowed to come to him to make a haircut.
No, but you cannot go to him make a haircut.
Not
Goyim
Shabbat.
can go to
No,
Antonio.
I'm not talking about Shabbat. I'm talking about, we learned that you have to go to somebody who's Shomer Shabbat.
Yeah. The Balabait, you mean?
Yeah.
Like this, the Balabait could keep Shabbat without going to work. And you're also going to have the benefit, as this religious Jewish people that care about their neshama and their tzelem Elokim, to get a haircut by Shomer Shabbat barbers, because we said to go to Goyim, get a haircut, or Chas v'Shalom, people that they don't care about their own neshama, they break Shabbat, it's not good to go and give them parnasah. And they cut, we said, if the Goy cuts your hair, what we said, he cuts your Tzelem Elokim, which is like your neshama. Cuts off your neshama away from you. Lo alenu, lo alechem.
What if it's a Jew that comes and takes a haircut?
Jew by Jew?
No. On Shabbat.
On
by
Shabbat.
boy.
Yeah, that's not your business.
That's not your business already.
The owner is Antonio. What Antonio does is not on you already. That will be a solution. So stop the recording and we'll send it over to our friend.